Second Amendment's not absolute. When it was passed, you couldn't own a cannon. You couldn't own certain kinds of weapons. It's just always been limitations. But guess what? These actions we've taken before, they saved lives, and they can do it again.
Immediately, Joe Biden pushing for stronger gun control measures as Democrats waste no time politicizing the devastating Texas school shooting. But our next guest argues if fixing the U.S., quote, gun crisis is really the goal, divisions like these won't fix anything. Fox News contributor Miranda Devine joins us now with more. Miranda, thank you very much for being here. That's Exhibit A. If you want Exhibit B of divisions that won't create an opportunity, look at Beto O'Rourke walking up to a press conference attempting to politicize it immediately.
Hi, Pete. Look, that seems to be the Democrats' entire playbook, whether it's Joe Biden demonising his opponents, blaming them for the tragedy at Uvalde, whether it's Beto O'Rourke just grandstanding for his own ego, or whether it's Chuck Schumer ranting and raving. You know, this is not the way that anyone acts in good faith when you're trying to have a negotiation to do something about the problem in Uvalde, and whether it is going to entail tinkering with the gun laws or doing whatever else it takes to keep children safe. You cannot start from the standpoint where you're punching your political opponents in the nose and saying, it's all your fault, negotiate or else. It just doesn't work, and it shows you that really the Democrats are not interested in keeping kids safe and preventing another tragedy. They look at this purely and simply as a political asset to them.
And Miranda, are we capable of having that deeper discussion that we ought to have in this country? In your op-ed, you point out that there is a sickness in America. We had a pastor on our program earlier that said we have a problem of the heart in this country. Politicians, pundits want to jump to the easy talking point of the political answer to fix it. Yet sometimes it's something deeper. And when you look at this tragedy, it feels like we're incapable of addressing that as well.
Look, I just think you can't rule out the fact that the rot starts at the top. You know, there is so much rancor and division in the country that really comes from the White House. You know, I mean, I know this sounds like I'm being partisan again, but it's true, because Joe Biden was elected by a lot of people because he promised that he would bring unity. And that's what people wanted, because after the entire Trump regime, when, you know, people were at each other's throats, when the media was peddling lies about President Trump, when he was being demonized, it seemed that the entire country was at war with each other. And then you know, we had the riots leading up to the election when the entire country was on fire. This is not America. I mean, Americans are kind people, and this is not the way they should be. This is being engineered by politicians for political purposes.
And it's Uvalde, it's their mayor, it's others that are showing the goodness of our country in these moments. Miranda, you're exactly right. I want to get your take on one other topic as well this morning, because the Sussmann trial continues. And the prosecutors in that case, Miranda, presented the jury with, that's Michael Sussmann right there, with his billing records, which they say prove that he charged the Clinton campaign for that fateful 2016 meeting with the then FBI General Counsel, where he shared alleged covert communications between Trump and Russia. So he went to the FBI and said, I'm just here helping you out on personal, you know, to help you look into this. But the same day he billed the Clinton campaign for the meeting. And man, and then you've got the text messages on top of that, the acknowledgement by Robbie Mook that Hillary Clinton knew about this. It feels like an open and shut case, but is it?
Look, the details are just delicious, the way they're rolling out. And, you know, there you have a lawyer, as per usual, he's hoisted on his own petard because he couldn't help but charge the Clinton campaign $800 per hour. He's got in his bills 3.3 hours to perpetrate this dirty tricks campaign against Donald Trump on behalf of Hillary Clinton. I mean, you know, Sussmann is up for misleading, lying to the FBI. But really at the heart of this is Hillary Clinton. She sanctioned, she approved this attempt to dirty up Donald Trump and paint him as an agent of the Kremlin. You know, the ramifications of that dirty trick went on, crippled the Trump presidency, did great damage to this country, was the source of a lot of the rancor and division that we see now, and God forbid, also was part of the you know, Putin's invasion of Ukraine and the damage that's done to everyone in the world. So this is not a trivial issue. It may seem that the charge is small, but actually the ramifications and the report that will come from John Durham are momentous, and we should all pay very close attention to them.
You're precisely right. And we look at that jury in D.C. and hope that there's an objective-looking viewing of the evidence. Miranda Devine, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Pete.
You got it.